Hidden in the cliffs of Armenia, there lies a monastery unlike any other. A place where faith is carved into stone and history echoes in silence. This is Geghard, a sanctuary of devotion, legend, and timeless beauty. Welcome to one of Armenia's most spiritual landmarks, Geghard Monastery. Nestled in the Azat River Gorge, this site is surrounded by towering cliffs. Geghard means spear in Armenian, referring to the holy lance of Longinus. Legend says the spear that pierced Jesus was once kept here. The monastery is a UNESCO World Heritage Site, designated in 2000. It is carved directly into the mountain, a marvel of medieval engineering. The complex dates back to the 4th century, founded by Saint Gregory the Illuminator. The current main chapel was built in 1215 under the Zakharian princes. The complex also includes chapels, tombs, and sacred springs. Many parts of Geghard are completely hewn from solid rock. This gave it the alternate name Irevank, meaning Monastery of the Cave. As you walk in, notice the blend of nature and architecture. The acoustics inside are so perfect many choirs record here. Pilgrims believe the spring water inside has healing powers. Armenian crosses called khachkars are carved throughout the grounds. Each khachkar is unique, symbolizing eternity and salvation. The monastery was once home to manuscripts and ancient schools. A famous 13th century gavet, narthex, stands at the entrance. The gavet was used for teaching, ceremonies, and burials. Look up. The dome is carved with an intricate rosette pattern. Geghard's stone ceilings are filled with geometric symbolism. Light enters only through small openings, creating a mystical ambiance. The carved stone lions, eagles, and serpents all tell symbolic stories. Notice the harmony between Armenian, pagan, and Christian motifs. The monks here lived ascetically, with cells carved into cliff walls. Some cells were connected with tunnels and secret passageways. The sacred spring flows in one of the oldest cave chapels. People still drink from it, believing it brings blessings. Listen closely. Hymns often echo off the rock-cut walls. This place was once a thriving center of Armenian spirituality. Even in times of invasion, Geghard remained untouched and sacred. During the Mongol invasions, it was protected by its remote cliffs. Inscriptions on the walls document royal donations and history. Princesses, kings, and noble families supported the monastery. One chamber holds the tombs of the Protestant noble family. They were patrons and protectors of Geghard in the 13th century. The carved lion attacking an ox symbolizes power and protection. Many khachkars outside date back hundreds of years. They stand like silent prayers in stone. The architecture blends the natural cliff into every chamber. Walking these grounds, you feel the timelessness of faith. Geghard remains an active monastery and pilgrimage site. Each year, thousands visit during religious holidays and feasts. Inside, candles flicker and prayers are whispered in silence. The inner sanctuaries remain cool even in summer heat. It's a spiritual experience, not just historical sightseeing. Even today, monks occasionally lead services in the chapel. The darkness and light here reflect spiritual awakening. Centuries of footsteps have smoothed these stone floors. Every stone has absorbed centuries of devotion. In winter, the snow adds silence and purity to the scene. In spring, blooming wildflowers color the path to Geghard. Armenia's rugged landscape shelters treasures like this. This monastery reflects the heart of Armenian identity. It withstood empires, earthquakes, and exile. Yet it stands, quiet strong and alive with memory. Notice the vaulted ceilings, carved from volcanic rock. Chiseling these by hand took decades of faith and skill. Now you can see a natural spring flows directly from the rock. It predates the monastery and was sacred in pagan times. When the church was carved in the 13th century, it was built around the spring, preserving its spiritual role. The water is believed to be holy and healing. Pilgrims still drink it or collect it for blessings, and some have even been baptized with it, considering it especially sacred. Its presence symbolizes purity and divine grace. Even the breeze seems reverent here. The monastery's alignment and design reflect sacred geometry. Each chamber deepens the spiritual journey inward. Stone-carved columns support the earth above you. You're walking where royalty once prayed and monks once lived. It's not just a destination, it's a place of pilgrimage. Geghard means faith, resilience, and sacred tradition. This site connects generations of Armenian believers. No mortar, no metal, just vision and stone craftsmanship. Visit once and you'll never forget the feeling. A narrow tunnel carved into solid rock winds inward, dim and cool. The only light comes from small openings above, barely enough to guide the way. Along the walls, khachkars, Armenian cross stones, are carved directly into the stone. These are not decorations, but prayers etched by hand, each one a memorial, a message, a sacred offering. As the tunnel bends, it opens into a small hidden chamber. The air feels even colder here, and the silence is absolute. This chamber was not meant for crowds. It was built as a space of reflection, secrecy, and perhaps even protection. During services, the glow of candlelight and the distant sound of chanting would spill through the opening, allowing the observer to witness the holy rites. From this chamber, through a narrow window-like hole carved into the stone, there is a view, partial but deliberate, of the Katoghike Church. Scholars believe it was used by monks and high-ranking clergy for private rituals, silent prayer, or to observe ceremonies in the main church without being seen. The design is intentional. The small aperture facing Katoghike frames the church like a sacred image. Historically, this space likely served as a vantage point of spiritual humility, a reminder that even the highest monks are still observers in the face of the divine. It also reflects medieval Armenian architectural genius. This hidden chamber, completely carved underground, aligns perfectly with the main cathedral without any external structure. Thank you for walking through this sacred site with us. We hope Geghard has inspired awe, as it has for centuries. Share this with others who love history, faith, and Armenia.